What's going on? It's Fist, bringing it straight from my heart for me to you, because that's what I do. MLB Road to the Show. I gave you a little quick introduction on the Fisticuffs channel, and we're continuing on to the next latter parts of the inning and part of the World Series. I don't know. I think this is my third or fourth World Series that I've been in. I lost a couple. I won most of them. And I'm gonna say that. I mean, I'm thinking of it in the future. I think I've been in like I don't know, 8 World Series. I think I won like 6 of them. And right now, I think I'm into the end of my career, and getting paid 1-year contracts of $19 million. You know, teams that want me as an ace to come in for 1 year to take them to the championship game. So it's like I said, this game is incredible. How you can follow the progression of your player through the game. And literally, if you wanted to, you probably could spend at least 2 years if you played every single game in the career of your player. I mean, you would literally. It would take you, I would probably say 3 years to finish out a Hall of Famer career pitcher in MLB The Show. So you think about the value that you're getting for this game and the amount of money that I mean, just the entertainment value. I mean, every day that you come home, I know there has to be some people out there that this is the only game that they bought for the PS4, and this is all they play. Every day they come home, they play a couple games, that's it. And that's all they have to, that's it. And it's stress. I mean, it's not stress-free, but it's intriguingly, I mean, you're talking about playing a single-player game. The artificial intelligence in this game is stupendous. Like, it's perfectly balanced. So, this is a type of single-player game on the PS4 that is amazing. To me, I feel like this is the game of the year. I think it's the game of the century. I don't see how any other game, if you look at this game and you compare it to any other game out there, you look at the real life trials and tribulations that you have to go through as a MLG professional player. Like if you're seeking to do that, the road, and it teaches you so much. Like, you get a whole nother outlook, and if you're not a baseball, like, let's say you're just a baseball fan, maybe you stopped playing baseball in high school and you forgot about baseball, and you really wasn't that really into the intricacies of baseball. But you love the game, like you love the park, you got your favorite team, you do all those things. But this game, when you're playing it, let's say you're a fan and you watch the games on TV, but when you go back and play this game every day, and you go through the trials and tribulations, and you can relate to it, and then you put 2 and 2 together and you watch it on TV, and let's say you're an old school baseball player from high school, and it starts to add up, and you're like, wow, this game is amazing. This game is the best game out there. I mean, we're talking about video game. There is no other video game that can do this. There's no other video game that has the artificial intelligence. I mean, the pitching in this game is 100% correct. Period. I mean, you look at it, and then you go watch a game, and you look at pitching count and professional players, and how the stresses between, being on that stage and pitching, and maybe you're having an off day, and maybe your foot's not feeling right, and maybe there's a wind velocity, and maybe it's 45 degrees at night on a cold night in Detroit, and you're pitching in the World Series, and you're just pressure. That shit is all factored into this game. I'm stunned at how great this game is. There's no other game that can compete to this. You look at Call of Duty, and when I'm thinking about Call of Duty, how far off center Call of Duty is. And you can't even say this about any other game. We're talking about taking something realistic in real life like baseball and translating it into fun in a video game that you could be pleased with 100%. Like, it's not. Literally, these guys could make a more defined base. I mean, if you go back, you remember America's Army. America's Army was made by the U.S. military, and it was a first-person shooter. It was just too real. Like, I mean, there was like recoil, bullet drop. I mean, you get hit by one bullet, you were dead. And there's just way too much curve in that game. But this game, it takes the curve in the game and somehow makes it realistic enough, but not too much, and it makes the video game like super ass fun. Like, obviously you're not gonna have a meter, throwing meter in the game above to tell you when to throw it and when to release it. Now there is options that you could do it without that. Like the really hardcore players, if you wanted to, you could just do it on the release of, you would have to work on the tendencies. Now listen to this. If you wanted to be a badass, you would get rid of the meter. And the meter, you would have to work on your delivery and release. Your release point and your delivery. And that's based on your character. Can you imagine? Like, you get to the point where you don't even need the meter anymore, and you're like throwing from delivery to release point. I mean, that's fucking amazing. It's in this game. You can take the meter out. I mean, I don't know any. I just don't know any other game that can do that. Like the meter is hard. I would say it's like. I would say it's beyond. I would say it would be like. It would be legendary. Without the meter, your Hall of Fame status. You know what I mean? Like, your skills are on a level of a Hall of Fame gamer. Like, you are so good that you can time your delivery and release. That is fucking crazy. And that's why I say there's no other game that can compete to this game on either console, PS, I don't give a damn, anywhere, PC, game of the year, game of the century. I don't know any other game that can translate between real life, let alone an ideal video game. You look at Call of Duty now, they got exo jump skeleton suits. It has nothing to do with a first-person military shooter anymore. You can imagine if you took the direction and you look at this game. I mean, if you're making a first-person shooter, you should be talking to these guys. Their philosophy on this game is incredible. You know, people ask me, well, how can you make Call of Duty better? Use this as an example. You don't have to go out and keep creating something stupidly new. All you have to do is look within the game and create some depth. And you can take it, you could scale it up or scale it down and give that option to the player. See, they're taking away the freedom from the player, but you get all the freedom in this game. You want to be a badass Hall of Famer without the meter, and I'm just doing pitching. I mean, you could be a relief pitcher, you could be an outfielder, you could be a ball scratcher. I don't know. You could be anything, a catcher. You could be a catcher calling counts and master calling counts on batters. I mean, this game is incredible. I am so glad that I came back to a sports game. I was so disgusted with EA's John Madden. I think I stopped playing it in PlayStation 2 because it was always, the same shit every year. It was garbage. And I don't know how it is now, but this game not only restored my confidence in video games in general, but sports games. I'm really looking forward to UFC. Whoever did this game, they're incredible. These people, whoever designed this game, the person who wrote the programming, the artificial intelligence, genius. Anyways, we'll continue this All-Star, all the other stuff, information. Until next time, get the fuck out of here.